Sixers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers.
The Sixers are back. The Sixers are back, and I guess we are brought back down to earth, which was a bit of a shame, but it was fun while it lasted today. So in each game, I have a little take notes in prep for these vids. So about the half, I just stopped bothering because the writing was on the wall. I think everyone who knows this team knew that it was long. It was long gone after that second quarter. Well, one thing I wrote down, which just about summarizes everything that happened in this game, was basics done terribly. Yeah, we'll see. ESPN and NBC Sports Philadelphia do deep dives into why we lost that game, and understandably so. That's their jobs. They're paid to do these things. They know way more than I would ever on the matter. But it essentially boils down to the basics were done terribly. Before the game, I tweeted this is a banana skin game because the Cavs, they're not the best team ever, but they've got individual players who are very, very good. The likes of Sexton, the likes of Garland. Drummond is good if he's not playing Embiid, and Embiid isn't playing. He's had a bit of a field day, so you let him have his one time where he can actually perform well against us. So that's not too much hardship for us. But anyway, it started okay. Tobias Harris looked, the issues I had with him yesterday, with his hesitancy and seemed a bit, afraid to do certain things. None of that at all. Not hesitant. Whenever he caught the ball, he'd shoot it, catch and shoots. He didn't think twice, and he sank a lot of them. And he was getting aggressive. He was going towards the hoop, and regardless of who was in front of him. And that's what we know he can do. And that's probably the only positive is that everyone played dross basketball. But the one good thing is that at least Tobias Harris played well for the minutes he played. I guess we still got spanked, but you got to try and find a positive somewhere. I hoped my bet, that Ben Simmons would get 30-odd points, 30-point triple-double. Of course, this is his team now. There's no Joel clogging the paint. This is his team. Go to work. Do your thing. No, he was quite aggressive. He got 9 points, I think, in the first quarter. He finished on 15. Brilliant. He's really pass first, and that is a commendable, feature to have in your game. But there's some times where he rounds the corner and you're just sort of like, okay, you're 6'10", you're quick as anyone, you're strong. You're against the Cavs, who, I'm not sure who they had, guarding him. I think it was one of Sexton or Garland or maybe Nance. I mean, Nance is a bit more of an issue because he's quite athletic, but you just like go to the rim like Giannis does, like Zion does, like LeBron does, ironically LeBron is the one who Ben Simmons is like a mini LeBron. Well, go to the rim like he does. When you round the corner, you come in at space and you penetrate, go towards the line and just be like, yeah, I'm going to go put this in the bucket. And he doesn't. He jumps and tries to get the assist off. And like I said, it's commendable. It's almost like he's trying to stat pad assists. It's like, just go to the bucket and if you get fouled, get fouled. Take the free throws. That's not a big deal. But he doesn't, and this was an opportunity for him to show his worth, and he didn't. And look, people have been using this as ammunition to say, "Oh, that's it, trade for James Harden." And I've said before, Harden is a better player, but I have my reasons for not quite being behind this trade, and these are in my video beforehand. I believe it's the Wizards video. If you want to check that out, my reasons are in that video. but I'm not just gonna, completely knee jerk and be like, all right, that's it, he's out. But he did not help himself at all this game. That's all I'll say. So, end of the first quarter, we're down 24-29. Fine, that's retrievable. And then the second quarter started, and oh boy, we let Sexton get any shot he wanted. We let JaVale McGee hit a three. We let Larry Nance act like he's Steph Curry. Um, and we're just like, yeah, fine. And this is the start of the end came when the rotations were made, and I've shared my grievances with the rotations thus far, the 2K grievances. That's what I'm going to refer to them as. They are 2K rotations, and what I mean by that is you have your starters, you have your bench. There's no staggering it. You play the starters or you play the bench, and this is where it cost us. Their 25-10 run started and basically finished, kind of, with a lineup of Maxi, Milton, Korkmaz, Scott, and Bradley. Look, I like Milton. I like Maxi. Korkmaz, I take it or leave him. Scott, take it or leave him. Bradley, I'll give him a bit more time, but I'm not expecting too much from the guy. You're set up to fail with that lineup. Like if you want to play Milton or Maxi, okay, put a Harris out there with them, or a Green, or a Curry, or a Simmons. Help them out. You're not giving them any help. The Cavs saw this line and was like, oh, well, we're still going to play Drummond, we're still going to play Nance, we're still going to play Sexton or Garland or whatever. Chop and change that, of course, but these players still going to feature. That was our starting five for a good 5-6 minutes of basketball, and that's where the game got lost. Look, we probably would have lost the game with how dire we were the whole way through. Stuff like that doesn't help. Like I said, you're set up to fail. And what good does that do for the young kids? Maxi is still learning his trade, and you're expecting him to almost lead a team in an NBA game against an NBA side with NBA players. You can say what you like about the Cavs; they got good players, and you're telling Tyrese Maxey, yeah, you can lead this team, and you got Milton to help, and you got Korkmaz, who he may be good, one game, but this wasn't one of his good games. So essentially, you just got a black hole on defense as well. So you got these four guys, one of them can't defend. Enjoy yourself, mate. What good's that? Who does that benefit? That benefits no one. So yeah, that was where the beginning of the end started. We gave up. Once the run kicked in, you're like, yeah, we gave up. We let them have their shots. When Nance hit 3 from 4 from 3, and he's not a 3-point shooter by any means. He's not awful, but he's not great. But when he gets his shot, it wasn't as if like he was in the corner, he kicked it up quickly, and they dropped. It was he could almost hold it, look up, look back at the ball, then unload. You're letting him score. You're letting him get hot. And that's what happened. We let people get hot. We let them go to the rim if they wanted to score at the rim. We let them shoot from outside if they wanted to shoot from outside, and everything in between. Whatever shots you wanted, you got. And the defense was diabolical. And look, I sort of, touched upon the second string people, and that's when the run started. But this is, it's not their fault. It's not solely their fault. Like I said, they were set up to fail. But the starters, and when I say the starters, I mean Dwight Howard. Perhaps he just needs to use a bit more of that nous. He's an experienced fella. Don't get yourself embroiled in matters which you don't need to be embroiled in. I.e. the Exum technical ends up, getting that foul trouble straight off the bat, and people went to town on him because they're like, okay, let's target this guy because our second string center ain't it. Dwight Howard's the only one really stopping Drummond from getting what he wants, and even then, didn't do too much of that. Ben Simmons, 6 turnovers. 6 turnovers. And these are sloppy turnovers. They're not as if this was great defensive work from the Cavs. It was underthrown passes. It was sloppily just losing the ball, kicking off your foot, bad passes. I talk about how Ben Simmons wants to pass first all the time. It's a commendable attribute. It's a good attribute to have. Some of the best players in the NBA and NBA history have had this attribute. But some of the passes, I think some of the players he's intending the pass to are almost like, oh, I didn't expect you to pass me this ball. You're running at speed towards the bucket. Why aren't you just putting it in yourself? Why are you trying to pass it to me, who's less than a meter away from you, just so I could do that when Do you guys know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain without visually doing it. I'm not going to be doing that. Don't you worry. But like, he just sort of sat there, like, what are you doing? And look, he's not stupid. He knows what's going on behind the scenes. He knows people are saying trade him. He knows that people have stuck their neck on the line. And I'm not referring to myself. He doesn't give a damn what I've been saying. But I'm sure there are people in the front office and there are people, teammates even, that put their neck on the line. Like, we want to play with Ben Simmons. We want to keep him on this team. And this is how he repays those people by nonchalantly turning the ball over, by not playing the best basketball he can play against a team that he should be dominating, against a team that who he has dominated in the past. He scored a 3-pointer against him. He felt that comfortable against this team. And yeah, I just think, he really let a lot of people down. Danny Green, Seth Curry, people, I think Danny Green's going to be a scapegoat of this team. He hardly got any shots to work with, and people then had to go at him for not scoring points. It's like, what can he do if he's not getting past the ball to shoot? How the hell can he put up points? His defense was sound. His plus minus was one of the best. Him and Curry's were one of the best and one of the most respectable ones. Was like the -4, -8 sort of area. Seth Curry needs more shots. He needs more shots. He scores at a stupid clip. Create plays that give him wide open looks. Similarly with Danny Green, create plays so that they can. Furkan Korkmaz had far too many open looks. Well, not far too many. He had a lot of open looks and a lot of misses. I think, wouldn't it be nice if Danny Green or Seth Curry was there? Look, it wouldn't change the result. I can't imagine it would have. But it probably would have just changed the score a bit if we can create these looks for Korkmaz, create it for people who can knock it down at a much more reliable rate. Speaking of Korkmaz, he's getting far too much ball handling. Why? I talked about that second string lineup. Korkmaz was dribbling the ball up a lot. When you have Tyrese Maxey, if you want to give this to Tyrese Maxey, give this to Tyrese Maxey. Let him show what he can do, which we know what he can do from the brief stint he's had with the team already. Let him have the ball, not Furkan. No, no, no. That's not good for anyone. So, whatever project that might be, bin it. Don't want to know. Not for me. So it came to the half. There were 11 turnovers, finished on 21 turnovers. Cavs got 35 points off said turnovers. It was just dismal. It was just dismal. I'm really struggling to see what else I can say. Finished. Actually, no. There is one thing. There's one thing again. I'm noting down, looking at my little notes pages of well, it's just a lot of depressing facts and statistics. I don't want to bore you with all of them. We all want to just nip that in the bud. I mean, it's just gone 3 o'clock in the morning here, so I kind of want to go to bed as well. So one thing I circled was I was talking about how Ben needs to get aggressive, and his flashiest dunk, where he showed real intent to penetrate and to get to the hoop, regardless of who's in front of him. The one time he did this, and he really did it with some authority, was to make the score the Cleveland Cavaliers 110, the Philadelphia 76ers 80. Bit late to the party there, buddy. Maybe do that when it's a bit more competitive. Maybe do that after JaVale McGee's absolutely cackling to himself that he's just hit a three. This happened. JaVale McGee was laughing that he hit a three. He knows how bad he is from three, that he was laughing that the Philadelphia 76ers let him score a three. Maybe that's when you assert yourself. Maybe that's when you're like, well, hang on a minute here. Why are we letting this happen? A good season for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean this with no disrespect. They're really good, promising future, and it's not me being salty. Probably is actually, but we'll run with it. A good season for the Cleveland Cavaliers this season is getting the number one pick, which means losing games. A good season for the Philadelphia 76ers is the conference finals. You tell that to someone that didn't know which of these teams was which, you think that the Cavaliers are the ones going for the conference final, it's us who are tanking. This is just unacceptable. Look, people will say, oh, we didn't have Joel. We should still beat this lot. It is a time for, I think Ala Abdenabi put it on the commentary, said, every game is an audition. Every minute and every second of every game is an audition. Dwight Howard, this is an audition for you to show, yeah, I want to be at this club. Look, you're not going to take Joel Embiid's starting spot. but it could signify we want to keep you around for longer. We might want to pay you a bit more to keep you longer if you perform at a higher rate. And there are a lot of people in there who had a good opportunity to show what they're worth and didn't. And that's the most disappointing thing. This is a great opportunity for so many people. Mike Scott, well, he didn't have an awful game. I'm not going to try and scapegoat the guy. Could he have done more? Potentially, but he had an opportunity tonight, didn't take it. Tobias Harris was taking it, but the problem was the rest of his teammates didn't take the opportunity. So Tobias Harris couldn't play a full game because the garbage time already kicked in halfway through the third quarter. Oh, the joys of being a Philadelphia 76ers fan. Less than 24 hours ago, you're on the cloud nine thinking, oh, yeah, we can do it all. These players look fantastic. And then you're brought straight back down to earth. And that's probably my own fault, if anyone's. But that's just sports. That's being a fan, isn't it? It could always be worse. I could always be an Eagles fan as well. Thankfully, I haven't got too engrossed in NFL to ever have that displeasure. So it could always be worse for me, I guess. That's going to be me done for this evening, I reckon. Of course, I've been Ben Glasspool. This is UK 76ers. Please like, subscribe, and share. I really want to get this going. I haven't really figured out how to do that yet, apart from telling you to like, subscribe, and share. So for now, just please keep doing that. It's been real fun doing this, and I'm hoping to just stick it around for as long as I can, as long as my mental state is kept intact. Which don't you worry, it's slowly eroding away already. Third game in, it's cracks are opening up. But anyway, we'll see you again soon, guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.